Hello students, welcome you back for the course of MBA Semester 3 Human Relations and Legal Framework. Today is our lecture number 32 and the topic of our today's discussion is the Payment of Bonus Act 1965. So the primary objective of our today's session is help to understand the Payment of Bonus Act 1965 and the contents of our today's session are introduction to the Payment of Bonus Act 1965, object and scope of the Payment of Bonus Act 1965, eligibility conditions for getting the bonus to the individual employees, computation of number of working days for the employees, disqualification for bonus, minimum bonus, maximum bonus, and the time limit for the payment of bonus. So we are going to start a session with the introduction to the Payment of Bonus Act 1965. So this Payment of Bonus Act 1965, okay, that will provide the payment of bonus to certain industrial establishment, okay, wherever the employees are being working. So generally this Payment of Bonus Act will provide some sort of monetary benefit to the workers, and that will be helpful to bridge the gap in between the wages and ideal wages which has been provided to them. So this will helpful to reduce the disparities among the income, especially among the working class specifically. So this Payment of Bonus Act has been applicable to all the industrial establishment and wherever the employees has been working, and all employees are being liable to get the payment of bonus from the employer. So in what way generally the payment of bonus has been given? So this payment of bonus has been given to the employees either on the basis of profit or production or productivity of the organization. So this in this way the amount of bonus has been calculated by means of using some specific formula, as well as some sort of procedure has been adopted, and then only the payment of bonus has been given to the individual employees by the employer. Now what exactly the bonus is? So according to the Webster International Dictionary, bonus is nothing but some sort of additional something given in addition, okay, that should be in the form of monetary benefit to the individual employees so as to protect themselves from certain type of contingencies specifically. So according to this Webster International Dictionary, bonus is nothing but something given in addition to what is ordinarily received by or strictly due to the recipients. So all the employees are being liable to pay the amount of bonus to the individual employees, those are belonging to certain industrial establishment. When we are talking about the object and the scope of this act, Payment of Bonus Act 1965, so this Payment of Bonus Act 1965 can be applicable to all the industrial establishment and extend to the whole of India wherever, okay, 20 or more workers are being working in that industrial establishment. So all other any of the industrial establishment, those who are being employing 20 or more workers, okay, such kind of industrial establishment wherever the employees would be liable to get the payment of bonus from the employer. This act would be also helpful to maintain the overall industrial peace and harmony by means of reducing the gap between the labor and capital, okay, and generally these payment of bonus has been provided on the basis of the rate of bonus has been calculated on the basis of maximum bonus and minimum rate of bonus. So that maximum and minimum rate of bonus has been calculated by means of using the surplus, okay, the allocable and available surplus amount, okay, that should be calculated by means of using the scheme that is called as set off scheme and set on scheme, okay, and generally these payment of bonus has been calculated on the basis of profit earned by the individual industry. Okay, so this act would be applicable to the whole of India, where 20 or more workers are being working in that particular establishment. When we are talking about the further scope of this act, okay, this law or legislation can be also applicable to certain kind of industrial establishment wherever 20 less than 20 but not less than 10 persons are employed in that particular factory or industrial establishment, subject to the condition that the government will notify using the official gazette. So this law can be extended to certain kind of industry wherever, okay, less than 20 but less than 20 but not less than 10 persons are employed in the factories. Okay, now what will be the minimum number of working days are being required to get the payment of bonus from the employer. Okay, so all the employees those are working in the particular industrial establishment, they will be liable to get the amount of bonus. Okay, subject to the condition they should have to work not less than 30 working days in that particular year. So there should be a criteria for getting the amount of bonus from the employer. All the employees should have to work for minimum of 30 working days in that particular factory or industrial establishment. Okay, how much minimum amount of bonus that the individual employee will be liable to get. Okay, the minimum amount of bonus that the individual employee will be liable to get at the rate of 8.33% of his total salary or wages which has been earned by that individual employee, or rupees 100 whichever is higher. So the employee has to work for minimum of 30 working days, and the minimum bonus the individual employee will be liable to get either 8.33% of his salary or wages, or rupees 100 whichever is higher. So in this way the total bonus of that individual employee will be given by the employer. Talking about the eligibility for getting the bonus to that particular employee. So okay, so every employee who is receiving a salary of, or suppose say, rupees 10,000 according to old rule, or according to new amendment rupees 21,000, and suppose they are employed in skilled, unskilled or manager or supervisory kind of work, subject to the condition at least 30 working days, they will be liable to get the payment of bonus, okay, from the employer. Okay, so this is one of the very essential criteria to get the payment of bonus from the employer. Okay, so all the employees either they are drawing rupees 10,000 according to the old rule, okay, and according to new rule, okay, rupees 21,000 per month, okay, and they are employed in this industrial establishment and performing such kind of work at least for 30 working days in the any accounting year, okay, they will be liable to get the payment of bonus from the employer. The minimum bonus would be either 8.33% of his salary or wages, or it should be rupees 100, or in certain cases rupees 60 will be given as the minimum bonus to the individual employees. So that should be calculated on the basis of how much profit or surpluses that the company has been made in the last accounting year. This law can be only applicable to all the employees those who are employed in certain type of industrial establishment wherever they are performing skilled, unskilled, managerial and supervisory kind of work. Okay, this act will not be applicable, and employees belonging to certain organization they will be not being entitled to get the amount of bonus. Okay, so that will include LIC, universities, educational institutions, hospitals, chamber of commerce, RBI, IFCI, UTI, IDBI, NABARD, CDBs, and employees belonging to social welfare institutions, they will not be liable to get any sort of bonus from the employer. So it should be noted that it should be only applicable to certain industrial establishment employees, those are belonging to certain industrial establishment, those who have been work at least 30 working days, they will be liable to get 8.33% as a form of bonus on the basis of salary, or rupees 100, okay, or rupees 60, okay, as the case may be. So in this way the employees would be eligible to get the bonus from the employer. Now computation of number of working days. So there will be a minimum criteria, at least the employee should have to work in a factory or in that particular industrial establishment for minimum of 30 working days. If 30 working days has not been completed, okay, so on what account the employees are outside the factory premises, so there are certain provisions that should be considered to calculate the total working days. If any of the employee, those who have been laid off, okay, under any agreement, okay, or any standing order, okay, so according to the Industrial Employment Standing Order Act 1946 or under the Industrial Dispute Act 1947 or any other applicable act has been supposed to be there. If any employee has been laid off by the employer, that should be considered, okay, and minimum 30 working days need to be calculated. If any of the employee has been on leave, okay, with certain salary or wages, if any employee has been absent due to temporary disablement, okay, that can be caused due to accidents or hazards, that should be also considered over here. Or any other employee, those who have been taken any maternity leave with salary or wages, that should be also considered, subject to the condition that that individual employee at least that employee should have to work for a minimum of 30 working days. That is one of the very essential criteria for getting the bonus. So if any of the employee, those who are working, okay, at least 30 working days, okay, they will be liable to get the payment of bonus from the employer. Now the disqualification of bonus. If any of the employee, those who have been conducted any sort of misconduct or indiscipline, they will be disqualified, okay, and they will not be liable to get the amount of bonus from the employer. And such kind of employees can be dismissed, okay, either on the basis of whatever form of fraud, okay, riotous or any violent behavior that they were conducted within the factory premises or establishment, okay, any other sort of theft, misappropriation, sabotage to any property of the establishment, okay. So if any of the employee, okay, those who have been conducted any sort of misconduct, okay, they are liable to be dismissed, okay, and in that case in case of fraud which has been conducted by any individual employee, they are involved in any riotous or violent form of behavior or any sort of theft, misappropriation or causing some sort of damage to the property of the employer, okay, in that case such kind of employees, they will be under the process of dismissal or likely to be dismissed. In that case the individual employee will not be liable to get the amount of bonus from the employer. Now minimum bonus. So we were being already discussed that the minimum bonus would be has been paid to the employee, and that should be what, 8.33%, okay, or in certain cases it should be 100, or in certain cases it should be 60. So to whom exactly that minimum bonus has been applicable, let us discuss over here. The minimum bonus which an employer is required to pay even if he suffers losses during the accounting year, there is no allocable surplus, is 8.33% of the salary or wages during the accounting year. So minimum bonus should be given to the individual employee by the employer, okay, even if the employer are being suffering from the losses, okay. So the total or minimum amount of bonus should be paid, either it should be 8.33% of the salary or wages that he has earned during the accounting year. Now in certain cases it should be rupees 100, okay, in case of the employees those who are being above the 15 years of age, okay, and rupees 60 in case of employees below 15 years of age, okay, those who are being employed in that particular factory or industrial establishment. So minimum bonus would be either 8.33% or 100 or rupees 60, whichever is higher. Maximum bonus. Now when we are calculating the maximum amount of bonus, that time we should have to consider the gross profit of the organization. So how much total profit the company has made within the last financial year. Depending on that, okay, the maximum bonus has been calculated by means of using the principle of set off and set on, okay, principle. Okay, so if in any accounting year the allocable surplus calculated after taking into the amount, okay, the set on or the amount set off exceeds the minimum bonus, the employer would pay the bonus in proportion to the salary or wages earned by the employee in that accounting year, subject to maximum 20% of the salaries or wages. Now in certain cases specifically, okay, how does the maximum bonus has been calculated? The maximum bonus has been calculated by means of using the scheme, okay, that is called as set on scheme and set off scheme, okay. The total minimum bonus has been calculated, okay, out of which whichever has been justified that, okay, and the maximum of 20% of its salary can be considered as a form of bonus, okay, depending on the principle of set on and set off, okay, and the allocable surpluses, okay, and in this way the maximum bonus has been calculated and it should be given by the individual employer. Then the time limit for the payment of bonus, okay, according to section 22, the bonus should be paid either generally it should be paid in cash, okay, and there should be a criteria that the minimum time should be what it should be of minimum of 8 months. So within the 8 months, okay, the individual employer they should have to pay the amount of bonus. They need to calculate first of all the amount of bonus and pay to that individual employee those who are being liable to get the bonus under this act, okay. So bonus should be paid in cash within 8 months from the close of the accounting year or within 1 month from the date of enforcement of the award, coming into operation of a settlement following the industrial dispute regarding the payment of bonus. If any of the industrial matters that has been connected with the industrial dispute, okay, that is connected with the payment of bonus, okay, so whatever will be the adjudication machineries, okay, or settlement machineries for the dispute, okay, and whatever award that they will declare, so within 1 month that the individual employer has to pay the amount of bonus to the individual employees. Otherwise the payment of bonus should be paid within the 8 months from closing the accounting year. So in this way that much amount of time has been given to the employer and the employer has to pay that amount of bonus to the individual employees. So that's all for our today's session. Thank you very much.